Good afternoon, guys. I hope that right now during this pandemic and social distancing that you and your family are taking all necessary precautions to stay safe as coronavirus sweeps through the nation and the globe. Now, I want to talk about tonight's Democratic debate. I never thought we'd get to this point. Literally, only 2 candidates on stage. When was the last time we saw that? Oh, right, 2016. Anyways, let's talk about tonight's debate. Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden will take the stage in Washington, D.C. in the CNN studios. It will just be the candidates and the moderators, and instead of standing behind lecterns, they will be seated in chairs next to each other. It definitely could get interesting. Joe Biden right now is running on some serious Joe-menta. He had a fantastic showing on Super Tuesday and last week's primaries. He's just winning. While Bernie Sanders is struggling to stay ahead and actually show that he has viability as a general election candidate or even the nominee. He has had a lot of pressure, right? So Bernie Sanders has felt the pressure and the burn to actually step down and renounce his candidacy and say, I'm going to suspend my campaign. But Bernie Sanders has actually said, you know what, that's a hard no for me, friends. And tonight's debate is Bernie Sanders' opportunity, if not last chance, for him to show why he can be the nominee. Now, I don't really know how this is going to go for him because he's having a viability issue among young voters. Bernie Sanders has these massive rallies and all of these voters and young voters turn out and they support him. But when it comes time to translate that support into a vote, he can't do it. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is telling supporters of Bernie Sanders that there's a place for them in his campaign. And tonight will be interesting to see, will Joe Biden pivot to general election and attack Trump? Or will he continue his outreach for Bernie Sanders supporters? If I were him and I were advising him, I would say, hey, Joe, you got to walk a fine line and make sure that you continue to show that Bernie Sanders supporters have a place in your campaign because that will translate to votes in the general election. Now, tonight is the last debate before Florida, Arizona, Ohio, and Illinois vote in the primary on Tuesday. And if we look back to 2016, Bernie Sanders lost big to Hillary Clinton, especially in Florida. Right here in Florida, we know that Joe Biden is slated to win by over 20 points above Bernie Sanders in Tuesday's matchup. Tonight's debate is an offering for candidates to show why they still got it and they're in it to win it, but also we will hear from candidates on the pandemic. Coronavirus has become a global pandemic and the World Health Organization has designated it as such, and now's the time voters will be looking to both Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden tonight to make the case how they would handle this if they were the president while the nation is in crisis. There's no doubt that there's a lot of things to unpack tonight, and I hope that you'll join me on Twitter at Mariana Mancuso as I'll be live tweeting the debate, and then join me again right back here tomorrow, and I'll talk about who the winners and losers were, and if I think that Bernie Sanders actually has a path forward, or if Joe Biden can in fact become the de facto nominee after Tuesday. I hope you have a great day, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!